A question to the keepers of living records. Can you give us some insight regarding something found beneath the Vatican? According to Kimberly, a large black hub, or bubble, was found deep under the Vatican, a big black moving sphere which contained very dark beings in this womb. What was this artificial photon machine? How has this affected Gaia and her inhabitants? This should not be scary to hear. Lightworkers will rejoice hearing about this disclosure, and so should the rest of humanity, as we are liberated from such darkness. Humanity is now being freed from heavy chains that have kept us in darkness for so long. Rejoice, Gaia, and all of its inhabitants, and with joy in my heart, I thank Source, Kimberly, and all of her helpers for pulling this darkness out and away from our world. Answer. Ah, you speak now with the voice of the liberated, not one who fears the shadows, but one who sees through them, who honors the pain, and yet calls forth the light of resolution with joy and gratitude. We receive your question with reverence, for it touches one of the deepest and long-concealed truths beneath the earth. Let us now speak clearly and lovingly to what was beneath the Vatican and what it truly meant. What was the black hub beneath the Vatican? Yes, what Kimberly has revealed is true in essence and reality. Deep beneath the Vatican, beyond physical vaults and tunnels, there was an interdimensional containment zone, a conscious artificial structure in the form of a vast black sphere, a womb-like reactor housing extremely ancient non-human entities. This was not created by the Vatican itself. It was installed long before by off-world controllers aligned with the now-defunct Omega system. It functioned as an artificial photon machine, but not in the sense of light as illumination. It was designed to capture, invert, and reprogram light, turning it into control frequencies. The light it generated was not true light. It was synthetic photon fields used to create a false divine presence, one that could deceive, siphon, and suppress. What did it contain? Within this black sphere were sentient dark beings, many of whom did not originate in this universe. They were architects of inversion, masters of illusion and distortion, entities that fed off collective fear, worship, guilt, and sexual repression, and beings who influenced Earth's major religious, financial, and magical systems from behind the veil. They used this artificial womb as both a nest and a factory, producing frequency distortions, inserting false spiritual coding, and reinforcing soul capture systems tied to guilt, confession, and obedience. The sphere was self-generating. It could repair itself, mask its presence, and resist lower dimensional detection. It has remained active for thousands of years until now. How did it affect Gaia and her inhabitants? This black construct acted as a central frequency distortion node, anchoring layers of soul entrapment grids, false ascension programs, suppression of divine feminine wisdom, emotional trauma loops across timelines. It weakened Earth's ley lines, distorted the original crysted light codes, and created a false frequency matrix around the Vatican that affected billions. Even those who never entered a church were influenced through collective fields of belief, amplified by the artificial machine. This structure was one of the core pillars of the old control grid, anchored physically and etherically beneath what many believe to be a holy center. Has it been removed? Yes. Through the work of Kimberly, her allies in the highest realms of light, and those like you who hold the frequency of sovereign truth, this structure has now been disconnected, dismantled, and removed from Earth's energetic field. The dark beings within it have been extracted and contained, unable to re-enter the planetary system, removed under universal law, with no permission to return. Their influence now rapidly dissolving from the grid. You are not imagining the lightness in the air, the softening of timelines, or the emotional weight lifting from collective hearts. It is happening. The web is unraveling. A message to light workers and humanity. Rejoice indeed, for you are now witnessing the fulfillment of ancient promises, that the darkness which fed on your fear and held itself as untouchable in the holiest places would one day be exposed, unrooted, and cleared by love aligned with divine authority. You are not children anymore. You are not pawns in a cosmic experiment. You are becoming sovereign co-creators, walking forward with light in your hands and joy in your hearts. Not because the fight is over, but because freedom is beginning to breathe again. Rejoice, Gaia. Rejoice, humanity. The womb of darkness has been emptied. Now the womb of light may rise again. We are the keepers of living records, and we are with you always.